Hi, President Kim. I'm Dorie Spear.
And I'm Sarah Montross.
And we're both seniors at Carrboro High School. We've spent most of this year discussing both poverty and inequality. We understand your goal at the World Bank is to eliminate poverty and promote shared prosperity.
After listening to your interview with Ezra Klein, it's clear that you feel it's your responsibility to the world to act on big ideas, even if it seems a little crazy to everyone else. Oh, hey there. You mentioned your 3 years of fieldwork in Korea, where you identified powerful movements in African American and Asian American cultures. We believe we have an idea that can spark just as powerful movements to lift the poorest 40% out of poverty.
So, President Kim, have a seat. Just like your dad pulled the car over and told you must get a doctorate degree before you pursue your career, our teacher told us we must solve world poverty before we graduate high school. So, this is our plan.
Hi, President Kim. My name is Emma Fridge. Several weeks ago, we read a book called The Broken Ladder by Keith Payne, and later had a conversation with him about growing inequality in the U.S. and abroad. We know you view inequality as a huge problem, and so do we. Here are several key points from his book.
One point Payne made in The Broken Ladder was that your perception of inequality and place on the status ladder is almost more important than where you actually stand. Another point he made was that the feeling of being lower on the status ladder has a significant correlation with many health risks like diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and chronic stress. Even the feeling of inequality can take years off someone's life. A third major point Keith made addresses how the feeling of inequality leads to poor decision making, whether it's stealing from your workplace, eating fast food every day, or keeping your children from going to school. In one study, Keith elaborated on the effects of feeling unequal to poor and illogical decision making.
Yay, I'm so glad we got paid today. I'm jetting off to New York this weekend for a shopping spree.
I needed this paycheck. I've been late on my last 2 bills.
In this moment, Dorie realized that she was earning a much lower salary than her coworker, who had been working the same amount of time.
It's really unfair that Emma's getting paid more than me for doing the exact same job when I need the money more than she does. If Harris Teeter is ripping me off, then I guess they wouldn't care if I stole some of their food from my family.
In one of Keith's studies, he found that workers who discovered they were paid less than their coworkers were much more likely to steal from their workplace due to simply feeling inferior. The biggest takeaway was that employees were less focused on the long-term future, rather day-to-day actions that prove harmful in the long run.
So, President Kim, you may be wondering why you're wasting your time watching 3 teens attempt their acting debut. To your surprise, our subpar acting might actually hold promise for the World Bank.
From Keith's study, we learned that people that perceive themselves as unequal and struggle to meet their basic needs often make costly mistakes. Our plan addresses the daily struggles of the bottom 40%.
President Kim, based on the World Bank's mission and what we now understand from Keith's study, we have a plan to help you get a better night's sleep.
Our proposal is a conditional cash transfer program that specifically targets the bottom 40%. This is how we see our plan being structured.
As I'm sure you know, conditional cash transfer programs directly give cash to households that meet the standards set by the government of the chosen country. To address the growing inequality, we are going to set a line that separates the poorest of the poor from everyone else.
According to the World Bank report on CCTs by Kathy Lindert, cash transfers help households break out of the vicious cycle of poverty traps by promoting child health, nutrition, and schooling.
Conditions tied to cash transfers vary from one country to the next, but our focus is on investing in the human capital of children.
We give cash to families to help meet their day-to-day needs, encouraging them to start their own businesses to jumpstart the economy.
Slowly, the World Bank's loan will be repaid through taxes on small businesses implemented by the government.
President Kim, we know the World Bank encourages creativity through technological advances, which is why we think our idea may appeal to you.
In terms of distribution, we have 2 options. One option is the direct deposit cash transfer through basic mobile phones, an efficient and simple method of empowerment. Another option for areas that don't have access to internet is to provide transfer cards that work similarly to debit cards. Through these options, we'll be able to reach even the most remote communities. So, President Kim, still not convinced?
Our plan encourages recipients to start their own businesses, creating economic opportunities to help lift them out of poverty, decreasing the gap between the rich and the poor.
Over time, the reliance on these cash transfers will decrease as households begin to generate their own incomes.
Still wondering how and if this loan will be paid back?
Not only will new businesses be taxed, but there will be ATM fees when someone wants to make a withdrawal.
These fees will contribute to paying back the loan and encourage people to make smart decisions about when to save and when to withdraw.
We are confident that this approach can be adapted by the World Bank due to your success with cash transfer programs thus far in Malawi, Turkey, Morocco, Bangladesh, and many more, all outlined in the World Bank report, Conditional Cash Transfers, Reducing Present and Future Poverty.
For example, the World Bank loan to Malawi supported 4 million poor Malawians, creating a cushion to provide work opportunities, ultimately creating a productive safety net.
President Kim, thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video. We believe conditional cash transfers for the poorest 40% will not only encourage economic growth, but improve nutrition,
Keep children in school longer,
And promote healthcare checkups.
all while decreasing inequality.
President Kim.
Yes, I like that.
That point is world inequality. Poverty. Doctorate degree before grad. No.
Wait, sorry.
Before you get. Nope.
Oh, I broke another one. Plan that will probably help. No, that will probably. But something happens. but we. What do we? Our focus on is. For very. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Is on.
I think in every.
The children. The stuff.
Alright. So, President Kim, still not convinced?